Yes, you guys, how you all doing today? Euro 2020 has kicked off, and for me, yeah, one thing that we will see throughout this tournament is excellent young talent. Look at the state of England, Portugal, Spain, Holland, etc, etc. They are now blooding the next generation of their nation's talents, and for me, it only felt right like I did a top 10 young players to watch out for during the Euros. It was extremely hard to even decide who my final 10 were going to be, but I didn't want to go for bait options that we already know, like your Fodens, etc, etc. For me, you know, we kind of already know what they're about, so I'm hoping you guys are going to enjoy. I'm hoping I'll put you onto certain players that you might not be too aware of, and of course, if you like today's video, you know what to do, you guys. I don't have to say that YouTube stuff. If you like the video, you'll like it. If you want to comment, you'll want to comment. So without wasting any more time, now to kick things off, we start with Jeremy Doku from Stade Rennes. Last season, he was one of the standout young performers in Ligue 1, and at only 19 years old, he has that potential to really shine during this Euros. Now, since he was signed from Anderlecht to replace Rafinha, he's been developing extremely well, and in fact, he came close to signing for Liverpool's youth academy a few years prior. However, due to the wise words and wisdom of Romelu Lukaku, who advised the young teen at the time to remain at Anderlecht and develop his game, Doku has not looked back since. Now, in regards to his game, he is known as a high volume dribbler who can run on the inside and the outside. His runs are extremely purposeful, and he has that ability to dribble into areas and succeed that others just can't do. Combined with his incredible acceleration in the first few meters, with that low center of gravity where he's able to change directions with ease, with that sprinkle of two-footed dribbling ability, it's no surprise that Doku can easily play down both flanks. He's the type of player that likes to receive wide, so he has more opportunities to go 1v1 and beat his man. I sense he could be an incredible super sub for Belgium and could cause teams a ton of problems in the final 20 minutes. For sure, Jeremy Doku is a player that you guys have to pay attention to. And now, we turn our attentions to the Liga NOS League, where we're going to discuss Sporting Lisbon's teenage sensation in Nono Mendez. Mendez is a player that is able to play as a left back or a left wing back. He predominantly plays left wing back in Sporting Lisbon's 3-4-3 system. Now, he's had a standout season in Europe, playing a key part in the title-winning Sporting Lisbon team. And for his profile, he is known for his explosive pace in short distances and long distances. He's a player that likes to naturally attack. He likes to find those forward positions. He likes to create the width for his teams, where he has the ability to create the underlapping runs, overlapping runs, and the added skill of being able to take on his men successfully, beating them, which creates those interesting tactical solutions against stubborn defenses. Now, he's not only just known for his great attacking play, his crosses inside the box are extremely dangerous. Very good at doing that, and when it comes to winning his duels, he has a very high success rate. He's tenacious, he gets tight to his man. He's Sporting Lisbon's youngest player since Cristiano Ronaldo to have such an incredible impact in the team. For sure, one of the standout young players to keep an eye out for in this year's Euros. And now, we turn our attentions to Billy Gilmour. Ever since Frank Lampard gave him his debut against Everton, Gilmour has not looked back since. He is developing physically a lot more, but will feel quite frustrated at the lack of opportunities last season, considering his high potential and high quality. Already, playing for Chelsea, he's picked up multiple Man of the Match awards. He is known for his elegance, he's known for his ability to comfortably receive on the half turn and play those line-breaking passes and passes between the lines. With Gilmour, he can increase the tempo in which teams play, he likes to orchestrate the midfield, and he has great weight behind his passes. He's a presence in midfield, he's constantly demanding the ball, and his teammates clearly trust him. Now, ironically, most of his games have come versus top 10 opponents in the league, where he's played extremely well, and you'd like to think that he gets more opportunities to get more game time at Chelsea. Right now, he needs consistent minutes. Next season will be absolutely huge for Gilmour, and with Scotland they have a great midfield already with McTominay, McGregor and McGinn. However, Gilmour has that potential that these players won't reach, and if Scotland take a risk and take a gamble, they could be rewarded if they give him game time in this tournament. And now we must turn our attention to the Bundesliga, where we discuss one of the most exciting teenage talents in Jamal Musiala. Now, Chelsea tried their hardest to keep this talent, offering him a contract 2 years ago before Frank Lampard was the manager. However, at the time, Musiala felt like there was a clearer development path at Bayern Munich, where he left the club alongside another talent in Bright MBE. Funnily enough, Bayern were made aware of his talents as they were currently scouting Callum Hudson-Odoi, and of course, 2 years later, it's obviously clear that Musiala made the right decision. He's become Bayern Munich's youngest ever debutant at 17 years and 205 days. He's had an incredible breakthrough at Bayern, earning him a place in the German national team at this year's Euros. He is known for his very silky play, incredible on the ball, great close control. He dribbles with both feet, known for his La croquettes. He attempts many progressive dribbles and can shoot with either foot too. Him and Wirtz are the future of German football. So classy, easily able to play between the lines. He beats opponents for fun, creating space for his teammates. On top of this, he has a great passing range. He's excellent at unlocking tight defenses, and he links up well with the wingers in his team too. He can play wide, he can play deep, and on top of this, you guys, on top of all the talent, this player is built at 6'1" or 6'2". He possesses that Mason Mount ability to press from the front. He has that hunger to compete and hunger to fight. This player is an absolute star, and for sure, keep an eye out for him at this year's Euros. We move on and we turn our attention to Sparta Prague's Adam Hocek, one of the most exciting teenage talents in Central Europe. He is the youngest ever debutant for Sparta Prague, making his debut at 16 years old. Now that was really no surprise, as at the time, every big club across Europe was after him, and Sparta Prague knew that they either lost him for nothing or played him right now to persuade him to stay. At this point in time, clubs such as West Ham, RB Leipzig, Bayern Munich and Liverpool are showing strong interest in this exciting teenage talent. Currently, he's 18, 6'1", and still physically developing. He plays best as a striker, even though he has the dribbling abilities of a winger. 2-footed, he scores every type of goal, long-range efforts, curling ones, and can use his skill to open up spaces to take shots too. He has exceptional movement for a player his age and is incredibly intelligent. His dribbling creates space and he has a flair about his game. He can open up defenses too with his passing and his through balls, and that's because he's a player that likes to constantly receive in the half spaces. He constantly plays with purpose. He doesn't take dead touches, he's always playing the game at pace. One of the most exciting teenage talents in Europe right now. Pay attention to what he does in this year's Euros. Next up on this list, we turn our attentions to Ajax's young star in Ryan Gravenberg. He's had a big reputation in Europe for a while, making his debut for Ajax 2 seasons ago, whereas last season was his big breakout year, and for sure, he did not disappoint. He's a player that can play in a 2 or in a 3. He plays as a deep line playmaker, dropping deep to receive from the centre backs. He can receive easily on the half turn, very agile, great close control, and always looks to play forward and link the attack. He's an amazing progressive passer, good at playing long and short passes. What makes his passes exceptional is how he plays those passes with the right weight. At 6'2", he has an incredible physique. He absolutely strolls past opponents as he carries the ball from deeper areas. He's constantly scanning positions, scanning the game. Again, as I'm stressing, it's the pace at which the best talents are able to play. As I said, able to play in multiple positions in midfield. He has great skills alongside good interception abilities and wins his duels most times due to his 6'2" frame. On top of this, he loves attempting a great long shot. With me, I'm very excited, and due to how Holland like to play with a wing-back system in 3 midfield, expect to see him getting game time at this year's Euros. He's known as the Dutch Pogba for a reason. To show you guys, you must pay attention to Ryan Gravenberg. Now we have 3 players left on this list, and the next player we're going to discuss is Borussia Dortmund's Jude Bellinger. He was Birmingham City's youngest ever debutant. Playing literally just 1.5 months after turning 16 years old, he made the best decision to sign for Dortmund, and since then, they haven't looked back after they invested 23 million to sign him from Birmingham. He really is a modern day midfield player, able to play in a 2 or a 3. He handles the ball very well, playing passes between the lines and playing those line breaking passes too. Tactically strong, defensively good, screening the defense and breaking the play well. He has a ridiculous all-round game. All of this topped off with great technique and skill. He can play in tight spaces, he can receive on the half turn. he has a small turning circle due to great dribbling with both feet. He's a player that constantly demands the ball, and he really does play beyond his years. One thing I'd really like to see though is, can they play the game with pace? Is their decision making slow? Do they need more touches on the ball? Can they affect the game with speed and thought? Of course, Bellingham has all these skills absolutely patent. He made the step up to the Bundesliga look very easy. Now for me, I could dedicate this entire video to Bellingham. That's just how well his all-round game is. I can't do him justice in this video. He really is a world-class midfield player in the making. He can do it all in midfield. It will be very interesting to see what his final midfield position becomes. But right now, you guys, we have 2 more players left on this list. And now we move on to one of the youngest centre-backs at the Euros, and that is Ilia Nazarov of Ukraine. At 18 years old, he is already a first-team regular at Dynamo Kiev. He's gained some incredible experience already with the Ukrainian national team and as well in the Champions League too. He's tall, commanding, and is 6'2", and let's not forget, you don't stop growing until you're 21. And to be honest, already at the age of 18, he looks like no 18-year-old that I've ever seen before. He's got a very strong upper body. He's a stopper that looks leave his defensive line to press opponents from the front. He's good aerially for his age, however he can only get better in this position. His passing is okay too, but at the same time, I don't know if it's the league or if it's due to the team tactics of Dynamo Kiev, but he doesn't normally attempt those line-breaking passes. He can only get better on the ball, and his mid to long range passes are, not too bad as well. He's very intelligent though. He knows how to close off those angles. He knows how to hold his position. He knows how to keep his body open, or of course twisting his body to funnel opponents into areas that aren't too dangerous. One thing that stands out though is that he is a very, very good tackler. He's got great tackling technique. He rarely fouls opponents, hence his high duel success rate. Easily one of the youngsters that you need to pay attention to. It's no surprise that reports are linking him already with a move to Chelsea, and to be honest, with his talent and his potential, it really is no surprise. And of course, if I didn't discuss this player in the video, this video would have been an absolute waste of time. Of course, I'm talking about Barcelona's next young world-class star in Pedro Gonzalez. Last season, he was an absolute youth standout. Barcelona spent big money to sign him from Las Palmas. Koeman saw the talent and the potential, and due to that, Pedri played close to 50 games last season for Barcelona, and due to this, Barcelona will reap the benefits for years to come. He is a boss midfield player. He has that DNA inside him, and he falls in line alongside great Spanish players such as Cazorla, David Silva, and of course Iniesta. Now, what makes Pedri so special is that he is incredibly difficult to defend against. He has too much clever movement, which is aided by his speed and his acceleration. He's one of those players that constantly knows what to do with the ball before he receives it, and he might not be the fastest, but when you're smart, when you're intelligent, you don't need it. He's able to play and carry the ball at speed, change his direction with ease, and he has a great change of pace. His intercept dribbles are a thing of beauty. Again, Barca's mids need to have one thing, and one thing always, and that is the weight of the pass. We've seen those intricate plays in Barcelona highlights. That is part of their DNA. Pedri likes to roam, and he's constantly picking up spaces between the lines. He isn't just about skill though. He possesses great counter-pressing qualities, which is another essential quality that a Barca player needs to have. It says quite a lot that Enrique decided to call him up to the Spain team for the Euros. He's an excellent ball carrier, progressive runner, can turn defense into attack easily. Pedri will be one of the next great Spanish midfield players. And now to end things, we turn our attention to Turkey, and we're going to discuss Orkun Koçku. He is one of Feyenoord's absolute stars. He strings their midfield together. He is capable playing over short and long distances. He is very accurate with his long passes, especially over defensive lines. He really is a capable playmaker. Now, originally he was a number 10 at heart before their coach decided to transition him deeper. However, last season he did suffer injuries and he even caught COVID too. Now, he may lack that physique and sometimes that can catch him out in midfield. And due to this, it has come at the cost of him losing his goal threat, as originally he was a number 10. Now, his goal threat is something to look at. He is a very capable long shot taker. He is very confident in attempting them from outside the box, aesthetically outstanding, always attempting to play a killer pass. It really is no surprise that Arsenal, Chelsea and many Bundesliga clubs are chasing this star. And on that note, you guys, that was the end for today's video. They were my top 10 talents to keep your eyes up for during this Euros, and for me, you know, I'm so excited for this tournament. I believe like this is going to be a memorable one. I don't know why I have this feeling. And I think one of the best things about the tournament is the amount of talent on show. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm Nono FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.